jagged, piercing sensation as it rammed its blade right into my stomach.
Oh!
Splitting me even further.
Hey guys, Dennis Machina here. Thanks for hanging out. Today's reaction is the latest Creepypasta from Crypt TV. This is Fight Night, Brute vs. Colossus. But before we get into it, please go over and support Crypt TV if you haven't already. I'll leave a link to their channel, along with a link to the original video in the description below. Then go over and support my channel. It's very easy, just go right below this video. Give that like button some love, and if you are new here, please click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because I put up new videos every single day, and every little bit of support helps. And without any further ado, let's go.
The moment I first laid eyes on the monster, I wasn't scared. I didn't scream the way I knew most people would at the sight of the towering beast.
Okay.
With its horned head, its evil red eye.
Oh, hello.
Its bloody saw for an arm. No. When I saw Colossus for the first time, I'm telling you, I was hyped.
You are weird.
Excited as hell. I grinned, knowing that I just discovered the monster that would make all other competitors tremble. That would prove I was the best brawl wrangler in the business. That would make Micah's pathetic troop of monsters look like a bunch of puppy dogs.
So that's basically his monster then.
Colossus hadn't been easy to capture. We'd had to electrify him with cattle prods and tasers hooked up to a 240-watt generator.
Oh, ow.
And that was just to get the big creep down to his knees. Only then, after he'd already slaughtered 3 of us, was I able to get the shock collar around his neck. Now, I stared at him.
Yeah, let's not mourn the 3 people who just died.
Roaring with anger, standing in the middle of the fighting ring, and I couldn't wait to see how he was going to perform. Monster Brawl was tomorrow.
Ooh.
An organized fight between real monsters.
Brute and Mordeo.
Audiences could bet on the monster of their choice.
Oh, hello.
Today was just a warm-up, but what a warm-up it was going to be. Colossus tried to rip apart the fence again, and it electrocuted him. Making him spasm and shake like a kid with a fork in the socket. I thought he'd have learned his lesson by now. That's the thing about monsters. They might be tough, but some were dumb as rocks. You did good, Reggie! I turned to see Mars, the boss's new assistant beside me. A pretentious twit.
Sound like it.
Me.
Boss is gonna love this. A premium fighter like Colossus? That's gonna translate to a lot of tickets, man. Cold, hard cash.
You don't need to tell me, I said, unable to keep the smug satisfaction out of my voice. I've been doing this a lot longer than you. Mars nodded.
Fair enough. Just remember, Micah is the jealous sort. She gets wind of this, she's bound to come knocking.
Micah was the leader of the biggest fight night in the Midwest. A creepy little old woman.
Oh, wow. They did a great job.
But
she looks a lot like the same person who played her on the actual Fight Night.
Half the monsters she employed to entertain the masses. She was our biggest competitor, and the boss didn't like her. None of us did. Only this kid, Mars, seemed to have some sort of strange fascination with her. Almost like he admired her. I stepped into his face. She won't get near him. That monster belongs to us. Got it? Mars held up his hands in surrender and sauntered off. I shook my head, annoyed, then nodded to the guys by the cages. Bring in the ugly one, I shouted. Let's introduce the fighters to each other.
Which one's the ugly one?
Sure, Reggie? One of the guys asked. Boss said to keep the other one in its cage until showtime tomorrow. Said he was too dangerous for a warm-up. Don't make me repeat myself, I said, gritting my teeth.
This is gonna backfire.
I wasn't gonna wait for tomorrow. I wanted to see how strong Colossus really was. If anyone
backfire.
was a match for my monster, it would be the one they found in the hole. The one they called Brute! The men shouted, throwing it into the middle of the ring. Temporarily disabled.
This isn't even a main event fight. Why wouldn't you wait for tickets to be sold? Oh my god.
The shock collar around its neck. It was a massive, fleshy creature with a head.
I feel like if you're gonna have this fight, have it in front of a bunch of other people.
Shaped like a football, and a protruding set of fangs that looked more alien than monster. It was so ugly. He made Colossus look downright cuddly in comparison. Let's see what you two are made of! I shouted.
Oh dear.
Adrenaline coursing through me.
Oh
There's
dear.
nothing as good as watching 2 monsters fight. Nothing as pure as the collision of flesh and blood. The sound of cracking bones, gnashing teeth.
Alright, dude, we get it.
Blood spurting? These were music to my ears. And right now, I was expecting an orchestra. Colossus fixed its red eye upon the brute and
roared from
Like
its
that
metal
rating.
mass, rearing its horn, like a rhino about to strike. The brute got up from his knees, growling with a wet, guttural noise that gave you goosebumps, just hearing it. Although the brute was shorter than Colossus by a decent foot, he more than made up for it in speed. He didn't have the armor Colossus did. He was pure, rotten flesh. The two monsters stood there, frozen, facing each other like two cowboys in the spaghetti western. Who's going to draw first? I wondered with a dark smile. My money's on Colossus! I shouted. I knew we weren't supposed to bet until Monster Brawl.
Yeah.
How could I resist? I had caught the monster. Surely I should be able to make a profit off of him. And then it happened. Colossus charged at the brute, swinging his massive mechanical saw at the creature with the force of a cargo trailer barreling down the highway. I was sure he was going to make contact. Nothing could dodge an attack that powerful. But the brute swerved out of the way just in time,
Oh.
leaping onto Colossus's back and ripping his ugly fangs into the monster's neck.
Oh God.
If it hadn't been for the shock collar, he probably would have torn a hole clear through him. A second later, Colossus grabbed the brute with his clawed hand and swung him over his head, slamming him into the ring floor like a pro wrestler.
Oh
Lifted
wow.
his foot to crush the ugly beast.
Damn.
My hands clenched into excited fists. He was gonna do it. He was going to destroy the brute. But again, the ugly monster was too fast for him, spinning out of the way, slashing at Colossus's exposed knee, making his leg buckle.
Oh!
Blood spurt. The blood was drenching the floor. Clearly, the brute had hit an artery.
Oh God.
Now the brute was seizing its chance, leaping on top of him once again, biting the exposed skin of Colossus's shoulder, ripping off a whole chunk of flesh.
Ugh.
Damn it! I shouted, frustrated. Where's the remote? Get him off! I saw Mars in the control booth, watching, and he nodded, electrocuting the brute, forcing him to fall off at once. Let's try that again, I said, hiding my disappointment.
Try it
I knew the
again?
brute was fast.
You didn't have
All
enough?
it would take was one hit from Colossus to put the monster in its place. Come on, I growled at Colossus as he slowly turned around and picked up the brute with his clawed hand. Hit him! To my delight, Colossus did as he was told, tearing the saw through Brute's stomach, making blood spew all over the slippery floor of the ring. One of the guys blanched. Reggie, how are we gonna patch him up before tomorrow?
That's a good question.
Enough. It's enough when I say it's enough. I
Oh, you're
shouted.
overstepping, sir. You're
Well,
overstepping.
it's over now. I didn't care if the brute had a few scrapes. The thing healed inhumanely fast anyway. I watched as it backed away, up against the fence, cornered, as Colossus stalked closer and closer. My hands were clenched into shaking fists. The tension in the air was thick, unbearable. I was about to see my prize, my Colossus, defeat the most powerful monster we'd ever found before.
With your help?
Lifted his bloody saw, roared once more, brought it down. But the dummy swung too close to the fence again. It shocked him, frying him to a crisp.
Oh!
The brute seized his chance, ripping at Colossus's torso, taking chunks of flesh clean off.
Comes the
Mars!
backfire.
I shouted. Hit the juice! Again! But when I turned to look at the window of the control booth, Mars wasn't there. Mars! That's when the lights went out. The power died. And all
Oh
was
dear.
Quiet. Reggie! One of the guys shouted, terrified. What happened? Where's... A moment later, I heard the unmistakable sound of a head being ripped right off its shoulder.
Oh!
Which meant... The backup generator kicked in and I stared aghast at a massive hole in the fence.
Oh!
Both of the monsters were out. They
It
were
was gonna backfire.
slaughtering
I
all of the brawl ring
fucking knew it!
by one, turning our arena into a bloodbath. I
He
had
just-
to get to the remote as fast
He just had to have his fight, right? He just had to have his match where Colossus beats Brute.
as I could to activate their shock collars. I ran toward the control booth. But as I entered, the door swung open on the other side and Mars stood there, holding it, smiling. Looking for this? You may want to look behind you instead. My
Oh!
eyes widened as I heard the sound of its heavy
Oh dear!
breathing through the metal mesh.
Oh dear!
Smelled the hot stink of the creature I had.
Time for some payback.
Felt it looming over me. Impossibly tall. Colossus was right behind me.
It's about to tear you
Slowly
apart,
turned
sir.
around to face it, and that's when I felt it. A jagged, piercing sensation as it rammed its blade right into my stomach.
Oh! Oh!
Splitting me even further, tearing my intestines out like a tangle of electrical
I wish I
wires.
could feel bad, but you had this coming.
Down on me as I shook, unable to stop it. Blood pouring from my mouth. Raised its clawed fist to cave in my skull.
Oh, God. That sound effect.
A high-pitched croak resounded. Then,
Is that hurt?
Colossus's shock collar activated and it dropped me, lurching backward, under control once again.
We have what we can.
Yeah, she is.
The
Yep.
old woman's voice said.
Colossus will make for a wonderful addition.
Figured she
to
was behind
Fight
this.
Night. You did well, Mars. But what about the brute?
He asked.
Forget the brute. We'll get it later.
I turned on my side, faintly noticing that my entire stomach had a hole clear through it.
You did.
And turned to look at the source of the voices. It was her, Micah, the leader of Fight Night, the largest monster fight competition. She had come to steal my monster.
Sure did.
She had come to destroy Monster Brawl.
Sure did.
Mars was her lackey all along. I spat out blood, laughing, delirious. You think you can control him without me? I asked, feeling my life
Couldn't
drain
control
from me.
with you.
I'll kill you all. I'm willing to bet on it. Micah tisked, looking bored.
But you already placed your bet, didn't you, Reggie?
She nodded to Mars, the traitorous scum.
Go ahead. Let Colossus have one more kill. Just for fun.
Mars smiled, turning down the knob.
He
on
was
the-
already gonna die.
Turned to look at Colossus, regaining his strength, slowly standing to his
He's
full
gonna-
height.
Okay,
Took a
this is
lumbering
overkill
step
then.
toward me, then another, slowly drawing out my death. Come on! I shouted. Is that the best you got? But he stopped and nodded to the shadows, as if he was orchestrating something. Who was in the shadows? And then I saw them. All the monsters I'd
Oh.
ever caught, emerging from the dark.
Oh.
They all had new electric collars around their necks.
Oh.
A new master in Micah. And they were coming for me. Colossus stood still as a statue and watched as they swiped and tore, each ripping off a piece. Blood gushing from every laceration. 3 of my fingers. A leg. Watched them feast upon my
Wow.
fighting each other for the scraps. I tried to fight them off, but I was too weak now.
As if you could have before.
They were the real fighters, not me. They were the ones used to being thrown into a ring. They were doing exactly what I had taught them.
Yep.
But only one monster was going to end me, to claim my heart for himself. Colossus.
Yep.
I expected him to be fast about it. But instead of swinging his saw, crushing my head, the monster slowly, methodically pressed its massive, scaly foot down upon my chest.
Ouch.
The air left my lungs as I felt my
It's a
ribs
slow death.
split inward. My
Nice little
lungs
revenge.
punctured. My heart was going to be next. And as I looked into the monster's red, unblinking eye, I realized he was enjoying this. Savoring it.
As you should be.
More intelligent than I'd ever understood. He was just like me. The sound and sight of carnage was his greatest joy. As the monster's foot pressed harder, flattening me like a human pancake, and all lights began to blink out around me. I saw my former monsters all watching me, their eyes gleaming, enjoying my annihilation. I heard Micah cackling with joy. She had won her prize tonight.
Sure did.
But I had won too. Colossus had proven just how monstrous he really was.
But you're dead, so it doesn't really matter at all. That's what happens when you try to tame a beast. Eventually, the beast will turn on you, and that's exactly what happened here. Well, that will do it for this one. Please let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like, share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, ring the notification bell because I put up new videos every single day, and I will see you guys next time.